Hello there guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you our current latest transfer rumours and gossip. So today just going to potentially give you a bit of an update on Arsenal's transfer rumours and give you a bit of an update on what's going on with Chelsea as well and all that. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe as also potentially, as we all know, Arsenal are only restricted to loan signings in this January transfer window. Obviously Azum Memre's obviously confirmed that they can only afford loan signings in this transfer window, considering that they haven't been getting the right amount of funds to spend on currently players there currently want. Dan Kroenke's not been investing any money into the club as we all currently know, but they are restricted to only loan signings in this January window. And Arsenal have got injury problems. They've got Bellerin out, they've got Rob Holding out, as we all know. Bellerin suffered an injury against Chelsea at the weekend as well, and obviously Ozil's future is still uncertain with the club as well. Welbeck's going to be set to leave. Ramsey's going to be leaving as well. So Sensu Memre is confirmed he was a winger and he wants a central defender as we all know. But we know Arsenal have not been getting the right amount of funds to spend on current players, and they have a different structure to the life as my club, Manchester United. And City, who spent a lot of money under Pep Guardiola, and Liverpool have invested in the last couple of seasons, as we all know, and Chelsea have had a good window. They've got a good transfer policy of Chelsea, and they've had a good window this January window so far as well. So essentially, Arsenal are inquiring to get a couple of loan signings into their squad as they want to do. So essentially, the latest news regarding Denis Suarez, as reportedly just updated that reportedly now Arsenal's pursuit of Denis Suarez now reportedly it could come to an end, and reportedly the deal could be off, because reports were stemming from the Spanish press yesterday that reportedly Arsenal and Barcelona talks. The talks between Arsenal and Barcelona have reportedly broken down, as it did explain in the press. The talks had basically broken down because reportedly it did confirm that Arsenal and Barcelona were struggling to come to an agreement on a future permanent deal, and reportedly it did say Arsenal were refusing to commit to a future permanent transfer reportedly. So it did allegedly say that reportedly talks had broken down between Arsenal and Barcelona, because I think potentially Barcelona are keen on offloading him permanently and they want to cash in for the player. But it seems to me, obviously, Barcelona signed Kevin Prince Boateng, that was a shock move from Barcelona, but they have got him. So you thought Barcelona in the process would have softened their stance regarding this, because we know it's been actually one of Memre's number one targets as Denis Suarez to get in their Arsenal squad, because Arsenal have been heavily linked with him, and it's been Arsenal's number one target as we all know, as Denis Suarez as I potentially said, he's 25 years of age. He is versatile, as we all know. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can play centrally. So if Arsenal were to get him, that's think about where he'd fit in the team, where his best position would be in the team, and do you think he'd complement Arsenal's teams? But reportedly now the deal could be off, after talks have reportedly broken down between Arsenal and Barcelona reportedly. But he's keen on reuniting with Memre. Memre is reportedly keen on reuniting with him as well, and they both know each other very, very well, because they worked together, when obviously Denis Suarez was at Sevilla on loan, as it has confirmed. And Arsenal have approached his representatives, Denis Suarez's, and reportedly he has been promised to move to Arsenal this month, because the Barcelona president had negotiations with Arsenal and reportedly promised him a move to Arsenal this month. It did say Arsenal were willing to pay the loan fee, which would probably cost them in the region of around £2 million, and then potentially have the option maybe to make the deal permanent in the summer by paying just under £20 million for Denis Suarez reportedly. And it did actually say Barcelona were willing to go along with this, because they did actually say they wanted Denis Suarez to sign a contract extension before he went to Arsenal. Reportedly he has refused his contract extension reportedly as Denis Suarez, but as his girlfriend come out, I think was it quite a few days ago, last week sometime, said he will be signing for Arsenal this month with Denis Suarez. But Arsenal, as Memre has confirmed, they're only restricted to loan deals, considering that they've got a precarious financial situation. So they're only restricted to loan deals in this January window. He says they can only afford loan deals, so he's ruled out making any permanent signings in this January window as Memre, because obviously they haven't got the right amount of money to make full permanent signings in this January transfer window, as it has been confirmed. But reportedly now the latest reports that talks have broken down between Arsenal and Barcelona over this scenario. So reportedly now the deal could well be off. Reportedly, the former Villarreal player, he also played for Manchester City in his his youth career as well, Denis Suarez. It still potentially could be on. It did actually confirm that Arsenal wanted to confirm this purchase of Denis Suarez by the weekend, as it did report yesterday as well. But it did actually say they've also, been interested in James Rodriguez, of getting him on loan. So it did say if they were to get the loan signings of Denis Suarez and James Rodriguez, they would potentially let Aaron Ramsey go to Juventus in this January window rather than let him go in the summer, when his current contract term expires, as it did confirm. But when Aaron Ramsey's, I think, signed a pre-contract agreement deal, to join Juventus, it's likely he probably will maybe join in the summer. He could still potentially join in this January transfer window, depending if Arsenal get Denis and James Rodriguez reportedly. But Arsenal would recommend a fee of around 10 million, to let him go in this January window if they did get the, the replacements for Aaron Ramsey, as it did confirm. But obviously, Aaron Ramsey's been a good servant over the years. He's made over 300 odd appearances. He's been at Arsenal 10 years, and Arsenal paid, £5 million for him from Cardiff, where he'd risen up the youth system, as we all know. And he's grown and developed very, very well over the years. Good box-to-box midfield, as we all know. But obviously, his preferred destination is Juventus. He's going to be the second highest player with Juventus, just behind Cristiano Ronaldo, as we all know. So potentially, Arsenal do want a replacement for him. He's won 3 FA Cups with Arsenal, and also, scored in 2 of the finals. And even though he knows he's leaving, he's still, giving it 100% each game that he does play for Arsenal. And to be quite honest with Aaron Ramsey, but he still may leave in the summer, when his contract term expires. May won't let him leave if they can't get, them replacements for Aaron Ramsey. He won't let him leave in this January transfer window. But reportedly now, Denis Suarez does reportedly look unlikely, even though the Spanish expert came out earlier on saying that Arsenal had agreed personal terms to get Denis Suarez, as it did confirm. But there's been news going on about James Rodriguez as well, that Arsenal have reportedly made contact with Real Madrid over the possibility of getting James Rodriguez on loan. It did say it could cost Arsenal just as little as £3 million, reportedly. I hate this. It does me head in when this comes on. It did say Arsenal could just get him for just as little as £3 million. At the moment, he's on a 2-year loan deal with Bayern Munich. James Rodriguez, 27 years of age, as we all know. He's only got 6 months left on his loan deal with Bayern Munich, and then potentially, Bayern Munich do have the option to make the deal permanent in the summer. But it's looking likely he'll be going back to Real Madrid after his loan spell with Bayern Munich. But I think he's keen on going back to Real Madrid, to be quite honest with you. I don't think he's got any intentions of going to Arsenal. But Arsenal have reportedly, been interested in him as well. But Arsenal have got problems, and there's key areas in their squad, where they do need to strengthen up. Because as I did say, players are going to be leaving. Petr Cech's going to be retiring as well at the end of the season. They did buy 5 players last summer, and I think Aubameyang and Lacazette have delivered the goods very, very well. So the scoring goals for Arsenal they're providing. Aubameyang and Lacazette, I think they're a fantastic partnership in Arsenal's squad, and I think they're a good addition. But they don't need a striker, they need a winger, and they need a central defender, and that's the key areas where Umremre does want to strengthen up. It is only his first season, of course, with Arsenal, and obviously he wants to get top 4, to get into the Champions League for next season, obviously, and Arsenal want to invest more money and to attract players' interest, as we all currently know. But obviously, Ozil's future still uncertain with Arsenal, as it has confirmed. His future still uncertain. He's failed to adapt himself under Umremre. He's been in the Premier League 6 years now, as Mesut Ozil, as we all currently know. He's obviously on £350,000 a week with Arsenal. Don't forget. So he's potentially Arsenal's highest paid player, but he really hasn't been given the opportunities this season, to play for Arsenal, because he hasn't really had a lot of game time. He's had a couple of injuries, this season, as well as Ozil. So that's why there's been strong speculation about him leaving Arsenal, and if he was to potentially leave, Arsenal would recommend a fee for him. Even though Umremre did come out in the media saying that Umremre came out in the media saying that he was looking to sell Ozil to raise some funds, reportedly, and he actually Umremre demanded Mesut Ozil to leave, reportedly. But due to his wages, it could be a problem. Arsenal offloading the player due to his wages that are staggering. They're very, very high. They are £350,000 a week, as we all know. But there has been speculation about him leaving because he hasn't really adapted himself under Umremre, and he hasn't really been given the chance. He's missed a lot of key games this season for Arsenal. Grew and developed very, very well over the years, and he has been an essential player for Arsenal. He actually was linked with a move to Manchester United last year as well, was Mesut Ozil, but obviously committed to a new deal with Arsenal, as we all know. So yeah, it's looking very, very likely now that the Denis Suarez deal could be off. So this could be a bad deal for Arsenal. It may not be fully off, but according to the Daily Mail, according to the Metro, that reportedly negotiations between Arsenal and Barcelona have broken down. Due to that, reportedly Arsenal refused to commit to a future permanent transfer, and reportedly the both clubs have struggled to come to an agreement on a permanent deal. This is what Barcelona want. They want Arsenal to commit to a permanent deal, but obviously Arsenal want to get him on loan because they're only restricted to loan signings, and obviously as well they maybe want to see, you know, if they do get Denis Suarez on loan, how he progresses, see how he fits in the team, and see if he does turn out to be a standout player, and see if he does hit the ground running, and then Arsenal make a decision in the summer if they want to make the deal permanent or not. As I currently said. So yeah, that's potentially, you know, Arsenal's latest transfer news to update. And you've still got injuries, as I did say. They've got Bellerin out now. They've got Holding out for this season. Mkhitaryan, I think, is just recovering from an ankle injury as well, as that has confirmed. But yeah, that's the latest news to update on that. And a bit of Chelsea's transfer rumours as well to update you on, give you a bit of an up-to-date on Chelsea's transfer rumours. Reportedly, obviously we know Sarri's looking to strengthen his squad up because Chelsea could be seeing players leaving, you know, such as David Luiz, contract expires in the summer. Gary Cahill could be leaving, obviously. Fabregas as well has obviously left, so potentially, you know, he's Sarri wants to identify a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, as we all know. Potentially, you know, Eden Hazard's future still uncertain. Callum Hudson's linked with Bayern Munich, and obviously Morata is going to be leaving, you know, to be quite fair. But Chelsea so far, they've got a good transfer policy and they've done good business so far in this January transfer window, as we all know. And Sarri's still looking to win his first major trophy as manager. Is Sarri, as we all know, had a very, very good start to the season with Chelsea, but it's gone downhill a little bit, you know, in recent weeks. You know, Chelsea have potentially, you know, been lacking goals, as we all know, because they do need someone in that attacking third of the pitch that can score them goals and lead the lines. And, you know, they are on the brink of getting Gonzalo Higuain, as we all know, because Morata hasn't been delivering the goods, and Morata's been very, very poor since he's gone to Chelsea, you know, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, Chelsea are on the brink of getting Gonzalo Higuain. It is agreed anyway. Chelsea have agreed a loan deal, you know, with Juventus to get Gonzalo Higuain. Chelsea are going to get him on loan for 6 months, and then probably it will develop into another. It will develop into a further 12 months. Will the loan, as it has said, probably depending on the appearances and the goals that he scores, you know, for Chelsea, Gonzalo Higuain. But it has been confirmed. I think potentially he's going to complete his move today at Chelsea. To Chelsea, reportedly it's been a bit of a delay in the last couple of days because reportedly it was supposed to be completed yesterday. There were talks it were going to be completed on Monday, but I think today's the day it's going to be officially completed. Chelsea have got to complete this by 12 o'clock this afternoon to potentially, you know, so he can be in contention, you know, to make his debut against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, you know, Gonzalo Higuain. But, you know, obviously, we know Sarri is very, very happy with it because obviously it was Sarri's number one priority target, as we all know. I think Chelsea can make the deal permanent in the summer officially by paying £30-odd million, but as we all know, the Chelsea director and the Chelsea board have strong reservations about the signing of Gonzalo Higuain, potentially because his age, and he's at age 31, so potentially Chelsea have a strict policy of giving players, you know, Chelsea have a strict policy of giving players only 12-month contract if they are age 30 or over, especially obviously Gonzalo Higuain is age 31, but I think he'll lead the lines very, very well for Chelsea. I think he'll definitely, you know, score them goals, you know, I think he'll guarantee them goals, and he'll do very, very well, and he will elevate to that higher level, will Gonzalo Higuain, and he has suggested out that he does want to make the move to Chelsea. He has confirmed this, Higuain, because Sarri knows him, he knows Sarri very, very well, so they are going to be reunited together, so potentially he's set to complete his move to Chelsea officially today is Gonzalo Higuain, and then with the arrival of Gonzalo Higuain, that will allow Eden Hazard to go back in his favourite position on the left-hand side, because recently he's been playing in a false number 9 position as Eden Hazard in the Premier League, as I currently said. So he will probably go back on his preferred position on the left with the signing of Gonzalo Higuain. But yeah, I think he'll be a good addition to Chelsea's squad. He'll score them goals, as we all know, and this is what they've been lacking lately of Chelsea. But he's a good player. I know he didn't do so well at AC Milan, you know, to be quite honest with you. Pretty poor for AC Milan. He was left out of the squad on Monday night. As well, as I did currently say. But as I did say, AC Milan have obviously got that replacement. They've agreed plus million deal for someone. I can't remember who it is, but they have bought a replacement for Gonzalo Higuain, as I currently said. But Gonzalo Higuain was fantastic in his 6 fantastic years he had with Real Madrid when he was a lot younger in his prime. He scored 107 goals in 190 appearances. 3 fantastic years with Napoli as well. He scored 36 goals in one season, broke the Serie A record, and then he had 2 fantastic years with Juventus as well. Did Gonzalo Higuain, as we all know. I think Juventus at that point paid, £75 million for him, the most expensive South American of all time, until Neymar's transfer to PSG in 2017, because Neymar is the most expensive player in the world at the moment. And obviously, actually, Gonzalo Higuain's transfer fees were the highest paid by Juventus, an Italian club, since Ronaldo's moved there last summer, as we all currently know. But he didn't do the goods at AC Milan, to quite honest with you, but I think he'll do well at Chelsea. Good for him to experience the Premier League as well. But, the Chelsea director and the Chelsea board have strong reservations about it, because he is age 31, as we all currently know. And he scored over 200 odd goals in just under 600 odd appearances in his playing career. So his finishing's good. He's a proven prolific goal scorer, and that's obviously what someone like Chelsea currently do need, as they are aware of. But obviously, Morata hasn't been delivering the goods at Stamford Bridge, as it has currently confirmed. Morata's been very, very poor, to be quite honest with you, with Chelsea. Morata has been very, very poor. He hasn't lived up to expectation levels, at Stamford Bridge, as he knows. Chelsea paid £60 million for him in 2017. At that point, he signed a 5-year deal, but he's cost Chelsea points this season, as Alvaro Morata. He's cost Chelsea points this season, as Alvaro Morata, and he's been very, very poor. And he's, as I said, he's missed a lot of chances, Morata, and he's failed to emulate, what he did when he was at Real Madrid and what he did in his 2 years there with Juventus when he was young in his prime. He's failed to emulate what he did there, because he hasn't met the expectation levels at Chelsea, as Alvaro Morata. And obviously, he's no longer Sarri's number 1 choice, as we all know, and he's fallen down the pecking order as Alvaro Morata. So potentially there's strong speculation of him leaving. He actually has agreed to join Atletico Madrid. He actually has agreed to join Atletico Madrid. I think it's still pending on official announcement, because Atletico Madrid have to offload Klasnic or Gelson Martins reportedly. But he's keen on making the move to Atletico Madrid, is Morata. It's confirmed that Chelsea have agreed to deal with Atletico Madrid over the Morata transfer. Morata is going to be joining Atletico Madrid on loan. And then potentially Atletico Madrid have the option in the summer to make the deal permanent by paying just under £50 million for Morata. We did reportedly say Morata's wage could be a problem, but reportedly did say Morata was willing to take a pay cut to join Atletico Madrid. I know there was a host of clubs that were actually interested in Morata. There was a host of clubs that were interested, but it's looking like Atletico Madrid have run the race, and he's going to be going back to his boyhood club, his Alvaro Morata, where he actually began his youth career, as we all know. But financially, Chelsea will lose out on money here. They'll lose out on just over £16 million. If they do sell him in the summer permanently, for 48 million pounds, it's just under 50 million. But Chelsea lose out on £16 million. Obviously, because Chelsea are going to be selling him for less than they actually paid for him back in 2017, as we all know. But he's been very, very poor for Chelsea. So Atletico Madrid are going to have to think about, how he's going to fit in Atletico Madrid's team, because Atletico Madrid and obviously Chelsea have been in strong negotiations. But I still think it's been made official just as yet. But I also too think, that Callum Hudson is going to be leaving Chelsea as well. Well, he could be leaving. I think he blatantly told Sarri that he does want to leave Chelsea, reportedly, Callum Hudson, as it currently has confirmed. I think Chelsea is still keen on keeping, but he's been struggling, to get game time under his belt this season for Chelsea. As we all know, Callum Hudson, he struggled for game time this season. He's only young, he's only 18 years of age, so he's very, very young in his prime. Bayern Munich have showed a strong interest in Callum Hudson, because Bayern Munich are looking to get some young players into their team, as we all know, because they've got quite a few aging up players, as we all know. But reportedly, they have been interested in Callum Hudson. Bayern Munich are reportedly willing to offer him the number 10 shirt. Reportedly, Callum Hudson to fulfill that number 10 role. But reportedly, as I did say, he's got what? I can't remember. Has he got like a year and a half left on his current deal with Chelsea? Bayern Munich have had 3 bids reportedly turned down from Chelsea for Callum Hudson. I think in the process, Bayern Munich, reportedly did put a 4th bid in for Callum Hudson, as it did confirm. I think they put around £35 million in, and that was Chelsea Chelsea's valuation reportedly. But Callum Hudson, you know, has been getting irregular game time this season, you know, at Stamford Bridge, you know, especially in the Premier League as well, Callum Hudson. So there has been strong speculation about him leaving. Bayern Munich have reportedly, you know, also, you know, been in negotiations about this, as we all currently know. And obviously Chelsea, you know, may need another left-back as well. I think Chelsea do need a left-back. They need a strong central defender if David Luiz is to go in the summer when his contract expires, and if Gary Cahill is to go, because Gary Cahill's been reportedly linked with a move to Fulham, as it did confirm. But obviously, he definitely wants a replacement for Cesc Fabregas in that midfield, does Sarri, as he has confirmed. So potentially, we know they've been heavily linked with Leandro Paredes. He's a name that's been mentioned in the media. Leandro Paredes, as I did currently say to you guys, has reportedly been heavily linked with a move to Chelsea. Reports coming out saying the other week that Chelsea had agreed a deal in principle to sign Leandro Paredes. Reportedly, it did say Chelsea had agreed. Well, they want a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, and they want a replacement, you know, they want a backup for Jorginho as well, to Chelsea. So reportedly, this Leandro Paredes, it did say Chelsea had agreed a contract and personal terms. The contract was around a 4.5-year deal. Chelsea willing to give him £80,000 a week and around 4.5 million a year. That's what it literally said in the media. But reportedly, a fee didn't come to an agreement, and Chelsea had 2 bids in the process turned down. Zenit were saying they wanted £36 million for him. But, you know, as I did say, you know, Leandro Paredes is Argentinian. He's 24. He has confirmed, I think he does want to leave Russia, does the player, because his performances for Zenit St. Petersburg have reportedly, you know, been very, very impressive indeed. But Chelsea didn't come to an agreement on a fee, and Chelsea have been in negotiations with Zenit St. Petersburg over this, as we all currently know. But reportedly now, Paris Saint-Germain have reportedly, you know, stepped their interest up. PSG have reportedly, you know, been interested in Leandro Paredes, and reportedly he does prefer the move to PSG because Adrien Rabiot looks likely to leave Paris Saint-Germain in the summer, as that has confirmed as well. So reportedly PSG have held negotiations with Zenit St. Petersburg over this reportedly. Now reportedly Zenit St. Petersburg have reportedly, you know, put their asking price up to around 50 odd million pounds or something like that they want for him now. I think it's around 40 odd million, is it? Or something like that. But they have up to asking prices, and it's St. Petersburg called PSG have held negotiations. And according to the Italian journalist Damasio, he's actually a rebel journalist. He confirmed that PSG have expressed their interest. PSG put a bid in the region of around £31 million for the player as well. So it did say PSG had reached an agreement, you know, to get Leandro Paredes. So reportedly the latest news on that, you know, PSG could get, you know, Leandro Paredes, who's been a long Chelsea transfer target, as we all currently know. And it's been one of Sarri's main priority targets, as we all know. But I think Katie was keen on going back to his boyhood club, Boca Juniors, at one point, was Leandro Paredes. You know, he's at Zenit now. Zenit paid, what, £24 million for him from Roma, as we all currently know. But there's been strong speculation about that going on in the last couple of days as well. He's obviously been Sarri's priority target, you know, to replace Cesc Fabregas in that midfield, as we all currently know. But Chelsea may not be keen on meeting, you know, Zenit St. Petersburg's asking price, as I said, because potentially they may not be keen on spending another £40 million on a midfielder like they did with Bakayoko and all that. Chelsea, as I said. But same about Eden Hazard as well. His future is definitely uncertain with Chelsea Football Club. As that has confirmed, his future is uncertain with Chelsea Football Club. Eden Hazard, he has been there since 2012, and he has scored over 100 odd goals as Eden Hazard, as that has confirmed. Maybe Chelsea fans are still convinced he will leave, because essentially he's still the third best player in the Premier League. He's the third best player in the Premier League, you know, behind the likes of Salah and Kevin De Bruyne. He's Eden Hazard, as I said, he scored over 100 goals for Chelsea. Now he will get put back in his preferred position on the left-hand side, you know, when Gonzalo Higuain arrives to Stamford Bridge. Eden Hazard reportedly did admit he wanted to leave Chelsea during last summer after the World Cup. He wanted to leave Chelsea, as he did confirm. He has not ruled out. He has not officially ruled out making a move to Real Madrid in the summer. So there is still a possibility, from his own perspective, he could leave in the summer, but he still could commit his future with Chelsea reportedly. So it's a bit iffy if he'll stay or go. Eden Hazard recently, you know, he has been struggling, you know, to stride, and he's been struggling to get in his form. Eden Hazard, as we all know. But reportedly, Eden Hazard, his current contract ends in 2020 with Chelsea. But from his own perspective, Eden Hazard, he's no intention of coming to Manchester United, even if Zinedine Zidane was to be appointed our next Manchester United manager. Eden Hazard confirmed he had no intentions of coming to Manchester United, even though he's a big admirer of Zinedine Zidane.
as we all know, he's Eden Hazard, but his finishing's good, he scores goals, he provides, he's quick on the ball, got a lot of tenacity about his play and everything. So yeah, he's a very, very good player, but you know, reportedly Real Madrid will probably go in for him in the summer as well, because there's been no signing of him as yet, signing a new contract with Chelsea, as that has confirmed. And going back to the Arsenal, it actually said that Arsenal had have reportedly, you know, been interested in Eric Bailly as well. It said they reportedly put a loan in for Bailly. Reportedly, my club, Manchester United, instantly turned this down, as it did confirm, because obviously we paid £30 million for him in 2016 from Villarreal, and he's been, you know, he hasn't really established himself, and he hasn't really been getting in the team this season for Manchester United, you know, to be quite honest with you, and he hasn't, you know, been really featuring in that centre-back position. Obviously, just come back from suspension as well, Eric Bailly. So reportedly, Arsenal did inquire about that, as it updated in the media as well. So we'll be back on more live videos very, very soon. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. As I said, we'll probably, the Arsenal Man United preview will be coming up today. If it isn't today, it should be today, but if it isn't today,